And the head of a popular food franchise that started right here in Minnesota has been forced out after the company was sued by several investors.
We're talking about Nautical Bowls. The franchises have been popping up all over and appear to be a huge success. But dozens of former store owners tell Fox 9 they're in financial ruin after they were convinced to invest by now former CEO Peter Taunton.
And you may recognize Taunton as the former owner of Snap Fitness and the man who held Tim McGraw concerts on Lake Minnetonka. Here's Fox 9's Karen Scullin.
The CEO, pitchman, salesman, and face of the franchise was recently forced out after we started asking questions about lawsuits against the company and promises he made to investors who are now heavily in debt.
Today's guest is no stranger to the fitness industry or the franchising arena.
From Minnesota and well known across the country, he's the founder of Lift Brands and Snap Fitness.
I just took it and said, look, I'm going to make it better.
A franchise leader offering financial expertise all over YouTube and podcasts.
I try to make a business that's affordable. I try to make a business that's very simple to operate.
Peter Taunton was also the face of Nautical Bowls, a food franchise that started right here in Minnesota and is now exploding across the country and even in Australia. The company and franchisees heavily promoting themselves all over social media.
At Nautical Bowls, we serve acai bowls.
The first one opened in 2018 in Minnetonka.
So there's a reason why people feel welcomed and they feel warm when they eat our bowl in our stores.
But now, as fast as these franchises keep selling, the complaints are piling up. Store owners saying the business model just doesn't work.
Look, we have sold everything, our house, our cars, we've drained our savings account.
Some stores closing in less than a year with staggering losses.
Oh, if you add up opportunity costs, full investment, capital injection on a month-to-month basis, $700,000 to $800,000 total.
Stores sinking before they ever even started sailing.
On average, what were you losing every month?
Probably $10,000 to $15,000 a month.
That's a lot.
Yep.
That hurts.
Yep.
We lost about $20,000 the first month in operations, maybe even a little more than that. The second month was about a $15,000 loss. The third month was a $10,000 loss, and then the fourth month was a $17,000 loss.
But who's to blame for the franchise failures? Store owners tell Fox 9 Peter Taunton tops the list for selling a dream that he knew or should have known wouldn't come true. In these three lawsuits, including one filed late last year in Minnesota, Taunton is accused of breaking the cardinal rule of franchise sales by promising profit margins as high as 22%. Fox 9 found the claim in corporate literature, articles, and social media.
Our stores, we are so far ahead of the curve on what money falls to the bottom line. Our percentages, 22% of it, 22 cents on every dollar falls to your bottom line. That's amazing.
Also, franchisees we spoke to say they were told they would be lucrative day one, gross $16,000 a week, and would require zero working capital. But many store owners tell Fox 9 none of that was true.
You have the American dream, and this is an American horror story that's going on every day.
Melvin and Tunisia Wells are from South Carolina and paid about $100,000 for the rights to open 3 stores after finding Nautical Bowls offered a healthy meal option for their daughter, who is disabled.
It was one of the products she could eat. We invested in it. We asked. My husband got on several calls. He reassured us that everyone was in the green. All stores are making money.
But the Wells say they quickly changed course after they were getting word that what Taunton told them wasn't true. And in fact, several stores weren't doing well at all.
Less than 2 weeks later, a store is shutting down. How could this be? This is a red flag, and we want our money back. We need to pause. He let us know it was too late, and we just need to move forward.
Fox 9 spoke to well over a dozen former store owners who have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some filed for bankruptcy. All have used savings, their retirement savings, college money, and more.
Having to make really difficult financial decisions, like selling our family home, moving for another time. So yeah, we were going through a lot.
He would shame you and tell you it was your fault every time you'd call them because we had bad numbers. you're not doing enough.
One former owner who asked not to be identified for fear of being sued over an NDA says Taunton made owners feel guilty, like failures, telling them they weren't grinding hard enough, like he did on this corporate call.
And then some frickin' scares them off the rocking chair and throws a wet blanket on their dream. Just because their business sucks, they take someone else's dream and they flush it down the toilet.
We're scared. Like we're scared of Peter. Like Peter's scared. He also tries to manipulate you and scare you by, you can't talk out or this is going to happen, right?
As of July, it appears 13 have closed, including several that were open for less than a year. Even Taunton's own South Miami store was open just 1 year. 9 stores have sold to new owners 1 to 3 times, and it seems 7 or more are currently for sale. In the Gibbs' lawsuit, Taunton is accused of luring franchise owners with inflated sales figures from 2 Minnesota locations that defied the government shutdown orders during the pandemic.
They were open when everybody else was closed. Somehow they stayed open, but how am I supposed to know that? I don't know that. You sold me this because that was your numbers. So he basically admitted the numbers that he gave us he knew were not possible.
I even cut the profit in half from what they said it was going to be, and those numbers were still okay to me to invest in, and it was nowhere near that, of course.
Fox 9 asked Taunton for a response to the claims. He said, "As I'm sure you're aware, anyone can file suit if they choose to do so. These claims are baseless, and we have filed a petition in all 3 states to have them dismissed. Unfortunately, that's the litigious world we live in today." He went on to say, "Karen, there's nothing to explain. At this point, we have to wait until we go to court to contest the baseless and frivolous claims against our company. There's not a story here. Unfortunately, we don't get a chance to defend ourselves until we go to court. A judge has not dismissed any of the cases as of yet." Now, owners say what makes losing their money in store even more difficult is the quick action by Taunton to work on finding a new owner for a small fraction of what they paid. These emails from Taunton even show how quickly he moves on to the next. But store owners believe that's the game. Just keep rolling stores over to collect franchise fees as bankruptcies and financial ruins sit in its wake.
Sent a tweet out to everybody on the store chat that this is Peter's game. He knows what to do. They're walking away from their store. And now if somebody can swoop in and pick it up for pennies on the dollar, Peter knows how to do this. He does it all the time.
All the franchises were marketed as semi-absentee owner businesses and great investments for retirement. But according to the lawsuits, these promises were like the profits, too good to be true.
More people really need to ring the alarm and tell people what's going on so that this doesn't happen to them, or their whole savings is gone and you can't take your kids places because the money is gone.
It appears for now Nautical Bowls is not accepting new franchise applications. The owners of the company told me they couldn't comment on pending litigation, but they did say they are devastated anytime a franchise isn't successful, and why they recently made the decision to part ways with their now former CEO as soon as it became clear his vision to steer the company away from our founding purpose was not going to hold up in the difficult economic conditions in which every business is currently operating. An interesting side note about Peter Taunton, well, he faced similar complaints from franchise owners when he owned Snap Fitness. In 2017 through 2019, several owners posted in online forums that he enticed several investors with, quote, false claims and projected returns or blatant lies. I've asked Taunton to comment on his departure from Nautical Bowls, but he has not responded. Karen Scullin, Fox 9.